Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. We welcome you back in Sunday night at Doak Field, Dail Park. The Wolfpack and the Dukes tonight, a lot on the line. NC State is 2-0. James Madison is looking to force a game tomorrow. They're 2-1. They won earlier today. The two head coaches having a little chat before the game. Here's what happened earlier today between James Madison and South Carolina. This man, Mike Mancini, provided all the offense they would need.
Yeah, honestly, one run would have been enough for Donovan Burke and the pitching staff, but Mike Mancini gave him 2 solo home runs. Donovan Burke was phenomenal, throwing 100 pitches. And that got them to the regional final against NC State.
That is where we are right now. Here's what happens tonight. If NC State wins, they advance to the Super Regionals. We match up with the Athens Regional. If James Madison wins tonight, they force a game tomorrow, the decisive game. So it's a big deal. James Madison would have to win 3 straight. They're going to try to do that tonight. Welcome in. I'm Danny Wexelman alongside Roddy Jones, former Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket football and baseball standout. Tonight's a big deal, right? NC State trying to advance to the Supers. James Madison trying to force the game tomorrow.
Yeah, they are. The crowd is going to be fired up for the Wolfpack, knowing that they are that close to Super Regionals. But James Madison's still alive. The dream is still alive. They were a hair from beating South Carolina the first time. They are fired up for this matchup against the host.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. The Wolfpack, they have a lineup up and down that can do damage, but it's really been Garrett Pennington. He has been such a driving force for this team.
Yeah, in the game against South Carolina to advance to the regional final, he was phenomenal. 2 home runs in the game, one a big shot to left. He comes up the next time thinking, all right, I'm going to have to middle away, keep your hands inside. He just hits that one over the wall the other way. Garrett Pennington sure was hot. This entire lineup has done a really nice job.
But the Dukes are coming off a win earlier today, so they've got the momentum going there where Mike Mancini, his favorite color, I think, is purple. That's what he told me pregame. All he did was hit 2 bombs and carry his team on his shoulders.
Well, he was the offense in that game earlier today against South Carolina. Another guy who started off with a big pull home run, a hanging breaking ball that he hits over the fence to right field. Comes back and says, hey, I can go oppo-boppo too, and then goes to left. Mancini had a tough first couple of games, but he is a chaos creator in the middle of that lineup, and he got going against South Carolina.
We've got a big game tonight. NC State wins, they advance. James Madison wins, we play tomorrow. First pitch coming up next. Welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina. Big game tonight, the NCAA Baseball Regionals. The Wolfpack trying to advance to the Supers if they win tonight. James Madison is trying to force a game tomorrow, the decisive game. The batting order for the Wolfpack, Eli Serrano III leading off. He has done that for a good portion of the year, Roddy, and him in that leadoff spot, he helps this team go.
Yeah, he does. 3 for 5 yesterday with a home run. Garrett Pennington wasn't the only one who hit the ball over the fence. Alec Makarevich was 4 for 5 on day 1, 0 for 5 yesterday. He looks to get going as well.
He's on a 13-game hit streak. Eli Serrano is. This team is going to be facing Todd Mazzocchi. He pitched in game 1 against South Carolina, 2 1/3, gave up 3 hits and 1 run.
Yeah, and he's sort of been a do-everything guy for this team. He started games, he's come out of the pen. Everything that he throws sinks. The key to his success, he has to stay low in the zone. When he gets up, that stuff that sinks down in the zone doesn't necessarily, stays much more flat.
We get set. First pitch swinging is Serrano. It's out of the park. It's a gorgeous Sunday night. We've been here all weekend long. Weather has been perfect, knock on wood.
10 out of 10, no notes.
1-1 count. Here's the crowd. James Madison fans earlier here for the South Carolina game. They are now engulfed by the Wolfpack fans. Serrano takes strike 2. Saw him yesterday, told us that he was working on staying behind the ball. Went yard in the game against South Carolina. And that one hit him, so he's gonna head down to first. Put a base runner aboard for NC State.
This one gets Serrano. It's kind of a bit of an encouragement to hit the knee.
We saw that in our game earlier today. It did not go that way for South Carolina.
That was a little less obvious than I think the one we saw earlier, but nonetheless.
Here's Garrett Pennington. He takes up ball one. His last 5 games, casual, 2 home runs and 6 doubles.
It's pretty good. He has been he's been phenomenal for them all year. Just a really professional approach as a hitter.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
Mizuki, you're going to see fastball, slider, changeup mostly. He's got a big breaking curveball. It'll flash every once in a blue moon.
Wide open space on the right side of the field. As Pennington swings through strike 2.
Sweeping slider has been tough for Pennington. You got to think opposite field, let it get deep.
The Wolfpack rocking the camo uniforms Sunday night.
Like camo?
I love the camo, definitely. I like something different. Swing and a miss. Mizuki gets the strikeout. Serrano taking off. He's safe.
Here's the strikeout, the swing by Pennington. And then Marlon Eichenberry has a question about Garrett Pennington, who crosses the catcher's face, Jason Schiavone, about whether that was interference with Schiavone trying to throw the baseball. I think what our home plate umpire, Chris Koski's explaining to him is that by the time Schiavone got up to throw the ball, Pennington was already in the left-handed batter's box. It's a delayed steal, so Pennington has time to kind of go across, and then Schiavone gets up to throw. Pennington's already clear. So Eichenberry just asked the question, and Chris Koski, our home plate umpire, all over.
So Serrano's in scoring position for Alec Makarevich. He tags that one in the air. It's going to die, though, coming in to make the play. The right fielder, Brendan O'Donnell. There's 2 away.
Felt like the timing was there for, or the contact was there for Makarevich. The timing was off. Got it off very into the bat, and so while it looked nice coming off the bat, he didn't get it in the. Oh, he didn't really get it on the barrel.
2-away, Jacob Cozart will bat. The junior with 16 home runs this season. How about the plate discipline? 46 walks and 46 strikeouts.
And Cozart's still looking for his first hit of this regional, but he's walked 4 times.
Intentionally walked.
Yep.
They've been careful with him. He's a cleanup hitter in this lineup. Fouled away. It's 1-1.
Big time prospect, according to everybody, including our Kylie McDaniel.
That one misses outside. It's 2-1. His family back in the stands tonight. Fouled away into the dugout of the Wolfpack. Elliot Avent, the head coach of this Wolfpack team. The 7th time they've hosted a regional, all under Elliot Avent. His 28th season with NC State. Pretty remarkable if you think about it. It's outside, full count.
It really is, especially it's a dream for a guy who went to NC State, was in a fraternity at NC State.
I gotta look at that photo, by the way.
Photo proof that he was in a fraternity.
I haven't leaked it yet, but I'd have to. Cozart pops it up a mile high on the infield. Dunhoy comes over from short to make the catch. The runner's left stranded. We head to the bottom of the first in Raleigh, scoreless. Welcome back to Raleigh. Our second game tonight. We're scoreless in the bottom of the first. The lineup for the Dukes. That man with the mustache, that's Ryan Dooley. He's been their leadoff man this season. And there's Mike Mancini, 2 home runs against South Carolina. He powered their offense and powered them to this game.
Yeah, 2 home runs, that's all they needed. Honestly, if they scored half a run, that would have been enough, the way they pitched.
Logan Whitaker, the senior righty, gets the start tonight, and this is a guy who's missed some time. He was sick earlier this year, missed significant time, lost 30 pounds, Roddy. He's been working his way back, got about 15 back, but this is a guy they're looking to help send them to the Super Regional.
Yeah, they've had to build him up. Missed from March 29th until early May. He's got Friday night pedigree. He's a guy who started from Friday night for them for the majority of last season. He's got an excellent fastball, but that changeup is really a put-away pitch for Logan Whitaker. As you said, he didn't miss that time due to injury. He missed it due to illness. Yeah. Lost a ton of weight, and so there's been a gradual buildup getting back in. He's made 3 starts since he came back. And this one, they said he is feeling as good as he has all year long.
It's just one more thing. He's dealt with so many injuries throughout his career, and when you ask Elliot Avent about Logan Whitaker, he says, when I end my career, he'll be the story. This is what sports are about. Dooley takes strike 1, and Logan Whitaker is off. That one paints. It's quickly 0-2. Fouled away. Dooley's got excellent plate discipline, along with a lot of his teammates this season. 37 walks, just 31 strikeouts. He's also got a ton of speed at the top of the order. That one missing outside for ball 1. Marlon Eikenberry, the head coach of James Madison. The Dukes haven't been to the regional tournament since 2011. Strikeout number 1 for Whitaker.
Saw fastball, and how about that changeup? There it is. Thing's absolutely sick. You can see it in the palm of his hand. It choked down on it. Whips the arm through. The arm speed's perfect. It looks like a fastball until it doesn't.
Fenwick Trimble is the batter. The All Sunbelt first team. Fouls that pitch away. He's been a blast to watch this weekend.
Oh, he's been a ton of fun.
What a gamer.
They were careful with him in the game earlier today.
Trimble fights off the pitch. It's out of play.
What if he actually is a gamer?
I mean, listen, I think a lot of these guys, you know, they have all their lingo for their video games and stuff, and
oh, yeah.
I can't pretend to know it all, but I try.
I bet you'd be nice on the sticks.
I'm good at everything I do, you're right. Trimble on the ground. Ruled foul, though. Diving Makarevich. Took some chalk, you can see. Or maybe Makarevich did.
Just barely. Yeah, you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Skirting to the left of the bag.
Our umpiring crew, Chris Koski behind home, Kevin Elzy at first, Andrew Wolverton at second, and Josh Shepis over at third. Trimble fights off another one. packed house tonight.
Only 23 strikeouts on the season for Fenwick Trimble and 240 at-bats. He's tremendous at getting the bat on the ball.
Just missing outside.
An excellent eye as well for Fenwick Trimble. That was close. That was... It's part of it, though.
Hits it on the ground to second. Scooped up. And Matt Hevner makes the play. There's 2 away. It is gorgeous tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina. Those who made the trip to the park tonight, hottest ticket in town, maybe the hottest in the triangle.
Not maybe, unless Taylor Swift's in town. I mean, this is the hottest.
Well, you're here, so close enough.
Well, you're here, so Taylor Swift obviously is not in town. Hey, and look at the anemometer, or the wind gauge. Anemometer says
Mike Mancini just gets under it. Had 2 home runs in the game earlier. And he pops it up and out. Quick 1-2-3 inning. We go to the second. Windy and scoreless. Welcome back to the Raleigh Regional. NC State hosting. It's their first time hosting since 2018. It's their first regional final appearance since 2021. That year they made it to the Men's College World Series, a legendary performance there by Sam Heifel, earning him the nickname the Mayor. Got the keys to Apex there, but this is a big weekend for NC State and Elliott Avent. They want to advance to the Supers, but James Madison has been hot. They won earlier today against South Carolina. So it's going to be a tall task.
It is. Yeah, this is a James Madison team that's confident, one of the last 4 teams in, but NC State, their high-end series wins in the back half of the year, it's got to have them feeling like they can beat anybody.
Brandon Butterworth will lead things off. The junior shortstop. And he thought about it. It's called strike. It's 0-2 quickly. Butterworth was at Western Carolina the last 2 seasons, playing second base. Elliott Avent loves the way he plays short. Ball's low. It's 1-2. That one's rolled over on the ground, left side, past the third baseman. Not in time from Dunaway. So Butterworth is aboard.
Some great aiming by Brandon Butterworth, just past the third baseman. Mason Dunaway does all he can, but the speed of Butterworth too much.
Butterworth 13 for 13 in stolen base attempts this season. Brings up Alex Sosa. We got to chat with him pregame.
He was excited to chat pregame.
Excited. His team came in with a lot of energy. They've been waiting to play. Takes a ball low. Said he was sitting in the stands watching the game earlier. No gear on, just kind of enjoying and taking it all in.
Yeah, he was kind of incognito until some fan recognized him and said, hey man, can you give me a ball a little bit later?
And he did. He takes a ball outside. It's 2-0. Always impressed by a freshman who's in the lineup, especially in a conference like the ACC. That one's floated over second base. Butterworth thought about 3, went back. And Sosa's got a base hit, but to put him in as the DH, I think that's a huge deal, a testament to the work he's put in this season.
Yeah.
So the Wolfpack have 2 on.
Yeah, he's a big-time prospect. And this fastball, like it was running away from the left-handed hitting Alex Sosa. Gets enough on it to get it to the outfield. They are really excited about him. He's a guy who missed some time earlier this year, but able to come in and contribute as he got back and healthy.
Here's Luke Nixon. He squares around. Bunt is fouled away. To your point, Roddy, the freshman Sosa, Elliot Avent said, we were lucky to get him.
Yeah.
And then he didn't go to the draft. So ends up on campus, and now he's got a couple years here to develop with this program.
He does not look like a freshman physically when you're up close to him.
Nixon squares around again. Throw down from Schiavone on the mark. They get Butterworth at second. That is a huge out, and Elliot Avent comes out of the dugout.
I was concerned about Brandon Butterworth. He's sort of grabbing his lower leg. He slipped as he was trying to bluff the steal, tries to turn around and get back, and slips. He bluffs and trips over his own feet. That's what got him caught off. It's absolutely gunned down by Jason Schiavone. Great throw by the catcher.
All right, so 1 down. Luke Nixon still the batter. It's an 0-2 count. Pitches outside for ball 1. Schiavone's done that all weekend long behind the plate for the Dukes.
We've had some really good catcher play
Yeah, we have.
in this regional. The number of batters we've seen, or runners we've seen thrown out.
He's got a little more than 4 defensive runs saved this season. That's how impactful he's been. Inside, so Nixon's worked it all the way back, and the count's now full. Swing and a miss. What a pitch from Mazzocchi. 2 away, his second strikeout.
Mazzocchi buries the fastball down and in. It ties up Nixon. Might have been a little bit of a cutter.
Oof.
And that was a really nasty pitch. Elliot Avent probably wasn't all that pleased, especially after asking Nixon to bunt the first 2 pitches.
2 away for Matt Hevner. And he hits it on the ground through the right side of the infield. Sosa turns and goes back to second, ducks from the throw. Hevner extends the inning for the Wolfpack.
And if Brandon Butterworth isn't gunned down at second base, that probably scores a run.
Yeah.
It's the little things in a regional like this that can make all the difference.
Runners on first and second, 2 away. The Wolfpack on Friday were 7 for 15 with runners in scoring position. The last 2 games, including today, 0 for 9. Here's Noah Souls. He takes a ball low. Souls had a monster home run in game 1 of the regional. Pitch misses. That one catches. 3 balls and 1 strike. It's the first 3-ball count for Mizuki.
If we see anything other, get something to hit here if Souls goes after.
Missing low, so he works the 2-out walk, sets his bat down. That's going to load him up for the top of the order, and Eli Serrano III.
Big spot for Serrano, who hit a home run in the last game, was 3 for 4, scored twice. Excuse me, 3 for 5, scored twice in that game. It seemed like he has seen it well in this regional.
He was hit by a pitch in the first. First pitch swinging in the air to center field. Fenwick Trimble is there. The Dukes get out of it. Great defense by them. We go to the bottom of the second. Welcome back to Raleigh. We're scoreless in the bottom of the second inning. James Madison playing in their 3rd regional final appearance in program history. They haven't been to the regional tournament since 2011, and earlier today they beat South Carolina 2-0 to eliminate the Gamecocks. It was only the 2nd time in program history that they had beaten South Carolina. The last one came in 1983.
And what happened after they beat South Carolina?
They were in the College World Series.
There you go.
Yeah.
Will history repeat itself? Well, they'll have to get through NC State. It's been a fun regional. They were a strike away from beating South Carolina the first time. It obviously did not happen, but they battled back, get their revenge on the Gamecocks, and now they showed down with the Wolfpack.
That 83 team, by the way, was also one of the last teams in. As Jason Schiavone steps up, he'll lead off for the Dukes. Pitch is out of play. It's quickly 0-2. What a pitch by Whitaker for the strikeout, 1 away. Hey, ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals. For around-the-clock multi-game coverage, scan that QR code. You see it on your screen. You know you want to. It's always a good idea. Roddy Jones promises that ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. We have been glued to Squeeze Play between our games at night, after the games.
How could you not be?
It's an all-time favorite.
Highlights, commentary,
Analysis, laughs,
live reaction,
fun,
props,
ha-has,
and Mike Rooney.
and the professor.
The professor.
Wyatt Pfeiffer is the batter. Moved up in the lineup in April. They had a pretty big lineup shift. Marlon Eichenberry wanted to change some things up. That one's hit in the air, foul territory, left side. Whoa, coming over. Brandon Butterworth looks to be okay. Making the play on the tarp, Derek Jeter, I see you.
The range. I mean, this is like a 30, 40-yard sprint. That was a great job. Calls off Makarevich early, says, I got it. Ends up on the tarp, as you said. Let's get a little Sports Center top 10. Come on, Sports Center, put that on there.
Here's Brendan O'Donnell.
Somebody text Gary Streisky.
Let him know.
Pull some strings here.
Let him know. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Again, this is why Elliott Avent wanted Brandon Butterworth. He played second base at Western Carolina and comes over here. They've had a history of incredible shortstops in the Wolfpack program, but Elliott Avent said he's one of them too.
He's played great defense, and the way that Logan Whitaker has looked early in this outing, and you can tell this is as good as he's felt this season, consistently getting better. Big shift on for O'Donnell.
That pitch misses. It's 2-2. Called third, strike. 2 strikeouts in the frame for Logan Whitaker, his 3rd of the night. And we head to the 3rd in Raleigh, scoreless.
Coming up, you get to see the man, the myth, Garrett Pennington. A couple home runs in his last game. He'll be looking to do damage next.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals. NC State earned the National 10 seed. They've hosted here in Raleigh, North Carolina, their first time hosting since 2018. What does this game mean? Well, if the Wolfpack win, they advance to the Super Regionals. If James Madison can win tonight, that forces the decisive game tomorrow. Winner take all, they move to the Supers. James Madison won earlier today against South Carolina, 2-0. We get set in the top of the 3rd with Garrett Pennington. And he takes strike 1.
Garrett Pennington was way ahead of everything in his first at bat. No surprise he gets a big sweeping off speed pitch on the first pitch of his second at bat.
So Mazzocchi ahead 0-2. We've had the chance to see Garrett Pennington before pretty much every game. Always got a smile on his face. This guy's a journeyman. That pitch is low. Spent his first 3 seasons at D2 Central Missouri and then transferred to Wichita State before ending up here.
What a journey.
Swing, half swing, home plate umpire Chris Koski says you went. The 3rd for Mazzocchi. I'm curious how long they keep Todd Mazzocchi in this game. He only went 2 1/3 against South Carolina.
Yeah, they're not expecting him to go that long today, but if he keeps doing stuff like this, I mean, you keep running him out there. Marlon Eichenberry told us earlier today he didn't really want Donovan Burke going as long as he did, but Burke kept telling him, I'm not letting you take me out. And so he left him in because he was pitching well.
Here's Alec Makarevich. He's got a hit in 21 of his last 22 games. 38 hits in that stretch. Here's what Mazzocchi did against South Carolina. 32 pitches. He's at 41 now.
But this is felt much more comfortable than the 32 pitches he threw against South Carolina that first time. NC State is threatened and bases loaded, but
that one is launched a long way out of this ballpark. On the roof of the hitting cages.
Way out ahead of that one. Could have been more out ahead. He probably could have hooked it to the tennis facility.
Outside for ball 3. And that one misses as well. So a 1-out walk to Makarevich. That got away from Schiavone. I don't know if Makarevich noticed. I don't know if it would matter anyway, but he's on first, and that's going to bring up Jacob Cozart.
You kind of get he's due vibes from Jacob Cozart.
100%. 100%.
I mean, 4 walks, but he's been phenomenal all season long. 16 home runs on the year. Average has dipped down to 284 over the course of this regional.
He sees ball 1. On the ground, up the middle for a base hit. Makarevich, hard turnaround second, will go back. And just like you called it, Roddy, 1 on, 2 on, 1 down in the top of the 3rd.
Brandon Butterworth coming up. It's a nice job of Jacob Cozart, just not trying to do too much. 0 for in the regional. He just stays up the middle, the barrel to the baseball, sneaks it through. You knew that you weren't going to hold Jacob Cozart hitless the entire time.
Here's Brandon Butterworth. takes a strike. You know, last year, Cozart had a really great season. He had over 300. He earned second-team All-ACC honors. So that one's fouled away. I feel like sometimes when guys have seasons like that, especially their sophomore year, guys in the league know, and they're pitched a little more carefully, and you don't get to see as many good pitches and those over the heart of the plate. And so you've got to kind of figure out a new way at the plate to generate some offense.
This is quite the jam for Todd Mazzocchi with Brandon Butterworth at the plate. He's just hoping to get out of it so he's not toast.
On the ground to second, scooped up. Mancini over to Dunaway.
It would have been really ambitious to try and get the double play, especially the way that Butterworth runs. We saw how how fast Butterworth was getting over there on the fly ball just a little bit ago. Toss. Marlon Eichenberg is out talking.
Did you see Dunaway's foot on the bag on second?
I don't know why Marlon Eichenberg would be coming out. There was an out signal. Did they eventually call him safe?
They called him out.
Yeah, the immediate signal was out. I wonder what Marlon Eichenberg would be asking him about.
So it looks like NC State is going to challenge the play. Call on the field was out at second base. Mancini turned to Dunaway. Didn't have another play after that. They're showing it on the video board here in the stadium so the fans can see it. It looks like the ball is in the glove and the foot is on the bag there.
Yeah, and I mean, he does come off the bag after as if he's going to turn the double play, but real time, it didn't look like there was anything. It looked like it was bang bang, but NC State thought maybe the foot wasn't on the bag when Dunaway caught the ball.
I mean, listen, I feel like if you're going to challenge something and this could lead to your bases staying loaded, this would be a good time to do it.
Yeah, if you can get bases loaded 1 out, that is a preferable outcome to first and third with 2.
2 challenges per team. If you win your challenge, you keep it.
Make it, take it, if you will.
Otherwise, you're toast.
I see what you did there. Brandon Butterworth at the plate.
I got what you did.
We're still, they're still talking about it. This goes to the command center in Pittsburgh, and then the decision is relayed to this umpiring crew. That's why you see them not looking at anything. It's a central location that ends up deciding the results. I don't think there's a definitive look that could let you overturn what the call on the field was of out at second base. But we'll see.
Here comes our crew. All right, so the call on the field is confirmed. Out at second base, 2 away, runners on the corners now. And so NC State loses one of its challenges.
I think it's a worthy challenge for Elliot Avent, but now it's up to Alex Sosa, who was, as you said, fun to catch up with pregame. It's a big spot for the freshman.
Yeah, it is. He singled in the second.
One point in the year, went through a streak where he was 0 for 37 straight, but has since broken out of it, so that batting average a little misleading.
swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
So it's the highly touted freshman, had to work his way back from illness earlier. It was 4 multi-hit games in his last 8 coming into the regional.
Two on, two down, top 3. Ball 3 outside. This will be the 20th pitch of the inning coming, as Mazzocchi has almost doubled his pitch count from game 1 against South Carolina. Inside, ball 4, a 2-out walk to the freshman to bring up the other freshman in the lineup, Luke Nixon.
Early on, the fastball command was really good for Todd Mazzocchi. Tyler Muscar in the bullpen. But it looks like Mazzocchi is going to be the one to take on Luke Nixon.
Fouls that pitch off. His heart didn't want anything to do with that.
Call that an excuse me check swing.
It misses for a ball. Luke Nixon's got speed. Oh, right back to Mazzocchi. A hop over second base to Dunaway, who steps on the bag once again. The Wolfpack leave bases loaded. All right, welcome back to Raleigh. The James Madison Dukes in their 9th regional appearance. They haven't been to a regional since 2011. Earlier, they beat South Carolina. They had only beaten South Carolina one other time in the history of that program. It was 1983. That was also the last time that the Dukes went to Omaha in their only College World Series appearance. Here's the team that made it there. I love this photo. I love the history of that. And so earlier today was only the 2nd time the Dukes beat South Carolina. This team here, they were also one of the last teams into the tournament that year in 1983. This year, the Dukes, last 4 in, part of that group.
Back row of that photo. Yeah. There are a lot of bulging cheeks. Felt real 80s. All that chew in there in the picture. I love that.
Mason Dunaway is the batter. Logan Whitaker back out on the mound. Well, maybe they were well fed. I don't know.
No.
That's
the old stuff. That's the Sandlot, the old stuff that that's the tobacco, that old chewing tobacco that you stick in there, the big old wad. They got it out of the game. Now you can't do it. I mean, but that wasn't the stuff that came in the can. That was the stuff that came in the package.
Yeah.
It just stuffed it in there, and you're just spitting
glass shards,
reddish brown spit for the rest of the day.
Dunaway works a walk.
Had the question on what was I was a seeds guy. Seeds.
Oh, okay.
Stayed away from all the nicotine-driven stuff.
Good for you. Good for you.
All the straight and narrow.
Making your family proud.
Got all the buttons on my polo buttons. So
exactly. He's a 3-button guy. He wasn't chewing anything. Coleman Calabrese, the batter. The Dukes have a runner aboard on first. Squares around, drops the bunt to first. Pennington grabs it, tags the runner. And there's one away. You know, they did a little shift in the lineup. You noted this pregame. Coleman Calabrese moved down a little bit. Brendan O'Donnell moved up a little bit in the lineup. We haven't seen Marlon Eigenberry change his lineup this weekend except for today.
Yeah. think it's probably because Brendan O'Donnell's been a little bit hotter going into this game. You got to look at the sacrifice bunts. 56 on the season. This team that loves to bunt. We haven't seen them run a ton today in either of our games.
No, they were putting on a clinic against South Carolina in game 1. They lead this region in bunt singles. Kyle Langley is the batter. A 1 pitch inside. Somehow gets a piece of it, and Whitaker fires to first. Dunaway's on third with 2 outs.
Dunaway's probably fortunate that Logan Whitaker decided not to turn around and really take a good look at where he was. He was caught in that no man's land between second and third. Easily gets the third because Logan Whitaker takes the out at first base, but a little good fortune from Mason Dunaway.
That'll bring up Brian Dooley. Takes ball 1. Looks like the mustache got a little longer from earlier today.
I mean, of course it did. Thing probably grows its own 5 o'clock shadow. That guy's got a long way to go before he gets there, although it's giving a Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, sir.
Although, actually, I think it's more Top Gun. He looks like Goose. Ryan Dooley looks like he's ready for a showdown at the OK Corral.
A bullet heads up Dunaway. Wow. He got out of the way just in time. Dooley stash, does it give you Raleigh finger vibes?
No, but fingers, anytime you can show that, it's phenomenal. Goose Gossage, that's giving me more of that.
Yeah.
How about this one?
Mad Hungarian.
I love that.
1-2 pitch inside for ball 2.
The real question is, does it make you play better? And in the case of Ryan Dooley, the last 2 years have been powered by that handlebar. We would love for it to come through here. It's been clutch for this team all year long.
Another line drive out of play. You got to keep your eyes up in this ball game.
That was a heck of a job turning on it. That's 93 miles an hour up and in. He like tomahawks it. Foul.
That pitch misses. The count is full.
And that was a good changeup. What a take by Ryan Dooley.
Dooley taps it back to Whitaker, throws it over to first. We've got a pitcher's duel in Raleigh. We had to do the 4th. The road to Omaha starts now. We are on it right now. There's been teams eliminated already from our regional here in Raleigh-Bryant. The Bulldogs went home, as well as the Gamecocks earlier today. South Carolina's packing their season over. We welcome you into the top of the 4th. Matt Hefner is hit by a pitch. He's going to take first.
It's been a painful regional for Hefner.
Not been great.
Yeah. Fouled the ball off a very sensitive part of his body earlier today. Or earlier this weekend, excuse me. Not earlier today. Got hit by a pitch just a little bit ago, obviously.
Hey, Todd Mazzocchi is at 60 pitches, by the way. His season high is 85. That was back in March against Cornell. Noah Souls will bat. He squares around, pulls back. It's ball 1. Souls walked in the 2nd. back-to-back innings, the Wolfpack have left bases loaded. Some missed opportunities early as Travis Farrick is coming out, the pitching coach for James Madison. How about a couple of Sunday headlines for you if you just happen to be watching us? Here is what's going on. So James Madison earlier today shut out South Carolina 2-0. They advanced to their third regional final in program history. That's going on right now. LSU, the Tigers, man, how about that? They overcome a 5-0 deficit to stay alive. They're beating North Carolina right now, 3-0. North Carolina, the Chapel Hill Regional. They're the overall national 4 seed. And then how about Indiana State? They score big, facing elimination. They've got Kentucky, the national 2 seed, tonight.
Yeah, Indiana State, after hosting last year, hosting a case for hosting this year, they're battling. SEC is interesting. 4 teams from the SEC already eliminated. Vandy and Bama eliminated yesterday. South Carolina and Arkansas eliminated today.
Oh.
LSU, Mississippi State, and Florida all could be eliminated as well, depending on how it goes. ACC, only Georgia Tech and Duke could be eliminated today. Georgia Tech right now up on Georgia after being completely lifeless on Friday.
I was going to say.
It'd be 9-0.
Turn of events. Elliot Avent comes out to chat with Noah Souls. He did this in the game yesterday as well, having a conversation with his veteran player. Covering his mouth. We can't read those words, but Roddy, what do you think he said?
I mean, all you have to do is put the ball someplace in the green where they aren't and try and finally get a runner across. 7 runners left on base already for NC State. Who let that guy in? Georgia hat.
He's all decked out, isn't he?
Long way from Athens.
Souls can't get it down. It's 2-1 the count. He's one of the guys in this lineup, Roddy, who has gotten a couple bunts down this season. Been asked to do it when the moment calls for it. Now he's going to put the bat head out early. Pulls it back. It's ball 3. Pfeiffer, the third baseman, playing on the lip of the grass. Souls is swinging, and that pitch misses. So he's going to walk. That puts 2 runners on, back to the top of the order. The NCAA Men's College World Series begins Friday, June 14th. It is the 45th consecutive year it's on ESPN and the 22nd straight year. Every game is on ESPN. The finals start Saturday, June 22nd. From Omaha, Nebraska, for more information, go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships.
You're going to say that in your sleep after this regional.
That's egregious. I won't. Here's Travis Farrick. He's coming back out to talk to Todd Mazzocchi, looking down to the bullpen. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. 2 runners on top 4. We're scoreless. Welcome back. We're scoreless in the top of the 4th. The Dukes are going to their fireman early, the senior righty, Joe Vygotsky.
He was drafted in the 14th round by the Blue Jays last year. He has been their stopper in the back part of that bullpen. 9 saves on the season. Did get the loss against South Carolina, blew that save, but they trust this guy as much as anybody coming out of the bullpen. And this is a high leverage situation here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, you mentioned the draft. He didn't even know he was drafted. His teammate, Hunter Ensminger, texted him congrats. He said, "What are you talking about?" He takes over for Todd Mazzocchi, who started this ball game. Went a little deeper than he did against South Carolina. He's responsible for the runners on 1st and 2nd. There's still no outs in the top of the 4th.
Mazzocchi with a really gritty performance after starting his 2nd game in this regional. Now he turns it over to Vygotsky.
Eli Serrano is the batter. He squares around, gets way down, drops it down to 3rd. The play's over at 1st. Pfeiffer coming in, and there's 1 away.
How about NC State? Not the small ball team all the time. That would be James Madison. But Serrano, I like the no drama boat. First pitch.
Get it done.
Get it down. You get your heart out of your throats. Move the runners over. Let Garrett Pennington, he may be the most happy of anybody to see Todd Mazzocchi in the dugout, no longer on the mound.
He takes strike one from Vygotsky.
It just felt like he was not picking it up well against Mazzocchi.
Yeah. 2 strikeouts in the game for Pennington. Schiavone does a nice job behind the plate to go out and get that pitch.
Yeah, it was 2 strikeouts, but they were kind of non-competitive strikeouts. It was a tough go for
Hokie had him tied up
for Pennington, but new life with Vygotsky in the game now.
Up and in. Pennington got out of the way just in time.
This is the first time we've seen Vygotsky since the end of that South Carolina game, and whew, that is some chin music right there.
2-1 the count. Pops it up on the infield. Dunaway is under it and makes the catch. There's 2 away. So that's going to bring up Alec Makarevich, the switch hitter. He's been in the left side of the box for all 3 of his at-bats now. Walked in the 3rd, flew out in the 1st.
You see what NC State has done with runners in scoring position. They've left the bases loaded twice already, and James Madison's going to load the bases and try and make it a hat trick. Can you get NC State to leave the bases loaded once again?
So we had a long conversation about South Carolina, James Madison not walking Cole Messina, letting him hit. Marlon Eikenberry is trying to play the right card here with Jacob Cozart at the plate. Ball 1 outside.
It does put the pressure on Vygotsky. I mean, there's nowhere to put him. You don't want to walk in the first run, certainly.
Here's the splits for Cozart, lefty versus righty. He is better versus right-handed pitchers. So check out that OPS as the crowd gets on their feet. Inside, ball 3.
And with every ball, the intensity in the stadium has built. This is going to be the toughest pitch Joe Vygotsky's thrown all weekend.
Fires in strike 1 to the crowd's groans. That one misses. A bases loaded walk to bring in the first run. The Wolfpack lead 1-0. Everyone's shaking their head for the Dukes.
Yeah, I mean, but that's where you put yourself when you get to the 3-ball count. You're hoping for a call on a slider on the outside corner, back door. Marlon Eikenberry doesn't like it. Seems befuddled how that's not a strike, but I mean, when you're on the corners, you're leaving it to the whim of the umpire with 3 strikes, or 3 balls, excuse me.
Brandon Butterworth is the batter. He takes strike 1. Butterworth has singled twice in this game. He was caught stealing in the 2nd. Pitch was inside. It's 2-1 the count. Bases loaded 2 away in the top of the 4th.
It's as loud as this place has been all weekend. They're fired up.
Ball 3 outside. And the crowd back on their feet. Ball 4, back-to-back walks, 2-0 Wolfpack. Man, this environment, Joe Vogotsky has got to land a pitch.
And I think the crowd fully gets credit for those walks. Obviously, Vogotsky is the one throwing, but this environment, as soon as the first ball was thrown to Jacob Cozart, you felt everyone get to the edge of their seat. Second ball, everyone's on their feet. Third ball, everyone's chanting, and it has just gotten more and more pressure packed. With every single pitch outside of the strike zone. Todd Mazzocchi obviously disappointed that it started to get away from him. 4 walks now, 3 walks, 4 walks and a hit by pitch in this inning.
Here's Alex Sosa. Takes strike 1. Sosa fouls it out of play. It's 0-2.
Vogotsky, the 3 walks, one of them intentional, but the last 2 costly as they scored runs.
Pitches away. It's 1-2. Sosa hits it on the ground to short. Dunaway is going to step on second in time, but the damage has been done with an assist from the Wolfpack crowd. NC State's up 2-0. Hey, welcome back. NC State got 2 runs in the 4th. They're up on James Madison right now in the Raleigh Regional. If NC State can win this ball game, they advance to the Super Regionals. If James Madison wins, they force the decisive game tomorrow. Fenwick Trimble is going to lead things off for the Dukes. 14 home runs this season, 65 RBI, all Sun Belt first team. He's really done it all for them.
Yeah, meanwhile on the other side, Logan Whitaker's been cruising 40 pitches through 3 innings. Only 1 base runner allowed. That'll walk to Mason Dunaway to lead off the 3rd.
Trimble first pitch swinging, hits it out of the park. Foul. Here's strike 2. That one missing. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Oh, Trimble launches it other side of the park out of play. He's all over Whitaker right now.
If you are not in the stadium, you are liable to get a souvenir, it feels like. But Fenwick Trimble going right side, left side. Well, foul.
Trimble gets a piece of it on the ground to second. It's scooped up and fired over by Hevner. There's one away. So we've been talking a little bit about Cozart and the season that he's had and the regional that he's had, but what he's known for especially is being behind the plate. He's been catching since he was 8 years old. He was a bullpen catcher for his dad, Craig, who was the head coach at High Point, and that's where he really learned to catch, and he excelled in that. And when I talked to him earlier this year, he shared a little bit about his relationship with Logan Whitaker too. That ball struck well in the air to left field, going back off the bat, out of the ballpark. Mike Mancini. 3 home runs on the day. His favorite color is purple, and he cuts the lead in half.
And that's the danger if you're NC State of leaving as many runners on as they have. 10 runners left on base so far. On the other side, before this, James Madison only had 1 base runner. But Mancini goes oppo, just like in the first game, drives it over the wall in left field, and Mike Mancini cuts the lead in half.
Wow. Talk about a day for the sophomore. Jason Schiavone will bat. He gets to wear the Peaky Blinders hat. That's your favorite hat, Roddy.
By order of the James Madison Dukes. This is my favorite hat. I love the Peaky Blinders.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
It's like a Tommy Shelby right there. Actually, it's giving more Finn vibes.
Fits him well. Schiavone can't check his swing. It's 1-2, but the relationship between battery, pitcher and catcher for Cozart and Whitaker, it's been going on for a couple of years now. The last 2 years, they've got such a great relationship. Jacob Cozart told me that he just really prides himself on knowing his pitchers and knowing how to grow his relationship with his teammates.
Guys are the vets of this program. They've been through a lot. Cozart imploring Whitaker, trying to will him on.
That is driven into left off Schiavone's bat. A 1-out base hit for the Dukes. And it looks like they're seeing the ball a little bit better.
Cozart immediately, as soon as that ball left the pad, turned to home plate umpire Chris Koski and said, hey, I'm gonna take time. I'm gonna go talk to my guy. How about Jason Schiavone lacing it through? And the Dukes, I mean, what a response. This stadium was on edge, was excited. It was boiling in the last inning. But James Madison's kind of hung in there. Hung in there. Flirted with danger, bases loaded 3 straight innings. They have given up the 2 runs, but that kind of feels like a win. NC State hasn't really hit the ball that well. It's been self-inflicted wounds by James Madison, but now, as you said, they're starting to see the ball well.
Check over on first. The game plan for the Dukes all weekend long that we have seen after a pitching change, a mound visit, they're off and running. They create chaos. They'll deke. Schiavone was taken off on that one, though.
They have not had a successful hit and run yet this regional. They've actually been caught a few times. Hit and runs, you get a pitch out of the zone, guy waves at it, and then they've been thrown out at second base a few times. But they continue to stick to who they are. Marlon Eikenberry loves putting pressure, loves dictating to the other team.
Pfeiffer fouls it off. It's 0-2. And to your point, it felt like against the South Carolina team in game 1, James Madison had that game. It was their game. And you hit a guy and you pitched to Cole Messina, and that was really it. It happened within 30 seconds. And everything changed, but they played their brand of baseball. If you watched that game, there was a double steal. They were creating chaos all over the diamond.
They were, and they did it somewhat against Bryant. The issue today is they haven't had runners on base, which makes it tough. Haven't had runners on base really in either game. I mean, in the South Carolina game, low-scoring 2-0 affair, 2 solo home runs by Mike Mancini were what put him over the top. This game, Jason Schiavone at first base, only their third base runner all game. One of them touched all the bases, obviously, and Mancini.
Keeping them close. And not only do they have a great running game, they've also got Donovan Burke, who's got one of the best pickoff moves you've ever seen, you've ever laid eyes on. Their ball fouled away. It's still 1-2.
There's Donovan Burke. Left arm still attached after throwing 154 pitches between Friday and today.
Got ice in his veins.
Yeah, he doesn't need it on his arm.
Yeah. One-two pitch fouled out of play. Pitch count for Whitaker approaching 60.
There's Donovan Burke, 101 pitches. The left has got the it's got some tape on the ring and pinky finger now. Certainly didn't bother him while he was pitching.
Swing and a miss. The throw down from Cozart. Butterworth with the tag, not in time. Schiavone is safe, and there's 2 away.
That's still a really good job by Jacob Cozart. And that ball's in the dirt, and he makes it close with the throw. I mean, this is an impossible ball to really get anything on, and he ends up getting it down there to make it close.
Here's Brendan O'Donnell. Swings through strike 1. O'Donnell's got a propensity for hitting extra bases. 58% of his hits are that. So they check back on Schiavone.
Did you do that math yourself?
Yeah.
Nice job.
Do my best for you. Marlon Eichenberry is going to join us when we get to the 5th. Ball and 1 strike to count. O'Donnell waits on it, launches it into center field, going back at the track. Eli Serrano makes the catch. James Madison, though, gets a run. We head to the 5th with Marlon Eichenberry. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. Top 5, NC State's up 2-1 over James Madison. We're with the Duke's head coach, Marlon Eichenberry. Coach, you just mentioned the crowd here. What have you seen? What have you heard?
No, just it's a great crowd, great environment. You know, our guys are battling. I thought Todd Mazzocchi did a great job for us. It's exactly what we wanted. And, you know, Joe came in a little amped up, so we need to get him to settle down here.
Coach, how about Mike Mancini today? I mean, what's gotten into him with 2 home runs in the early game and a solo 1 today?
He's just finding the barrel on everything right now, so hopefully he keeps it up for the rest of the day.
Coach, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
No, thank you, guys.
Marlon Eichenberry taking his team to their first regional tournament appearance since 2011, his very first one. They fight off elimination earlier today against South Carolina, shut them out 2-0, thanks to Mike Mancini, who hit 2 solo home runs. Mentioned Joe Vogotsky a little amped up. We saw that, I think, in their first game against South Carolina.
Yeah.
He comes back out. Luke Nixon will bat. Fouls the first pitch away.
I mean, Vogotsky in that South Carolina game, before he hit Blake Jackson, the previous 2 pitches were 97 and 96 miles an hour.
Kid's excited.
I mean, he was fired up. And like, he'll sit in the mid-90s. He'll 93, 94. Today's been more 92, 93. But he got up to 97 in that environment. It just shows what a great crowd, great environment can do to a pitcher.
It's popped up on the infield. Dunaway commanding his infield. I like the way he takes charge. There's 1 away. Chat with Elliott Avent in the bottom of the 5th.
imagine on his list of things to do, numbers 1, 2, and 3 will be stop leaving guys on base. 10 runners left on already in this game. We're only an out into the 5th.
Here's Matt Hefner. He takes a strike from Vygotsky. By the way, just saw the score. LSU's up 6-1 over North Carolina.
Wow.
Bottom 4. Go to squeeze play. You can see all the action.
No, don't go to squeeze play. Stay here.
Well,
but
stay
get
here,
another screen and
dual
pull up
screen,
squeeze play.
friends.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Well, that North Carolina offense is really good.
Yeah.
ACC coach is telling me that that's one of the 2 best offenses they've seen in the league. NC State, when they're on, is up there as well.
That pitch is inside. It's 3-1 to Hefner. I think the ACC was the best it's ever been.
It's a bold statement.
Yeah. Chopped on the ground through the infield. A leadoff, 1-out base hit for Hefner.
It's like this ball had a magnet in it that was repelled from gloves. It just danced past the third baseman, Pfeiffer, danced past the shortstop, Dunaway, and slid itself into left field.
That was a busy baseball.
It was a busy baseball. It was like doing the cha-cha slide. Slide to the left, slide to the right.
Here's Noah Souls. Takes strike 1 from Vygotsky. That one's hit in the air to left. Catch is made by Langley. Hefner goes back to first. There's 2 away.
Brings up Eli Serrano, who had a home run yesterday, was 3 for 5 in that game, and really has really had one at bat in this game. It's his 3rd time up. Saw 1 pitch in the last at bat. It was a sacrifice bunt. Got hit by a pitch in the first at bat. I'm sure he's excited to see something hit.
1 on, 2 down in the top of the 5th. He drives that ball to center. Fenwick Trimble takes a couple steps back for the catch. And that'll do it for the top of the 5th. When we come back, we'll chat with Elliott Avent. Welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina. The NCAA Baseball Regionals. The Wolfpack up 2-1 over the Dukes. We are with NC State head coach Elliott Avent. Coach, 11 left on. What's the message to the team?
Just keep getting them on. We've had some good at-bats, and we're getting them on. And if you keep getting them on, sooner or later you're going to knock a couple in.
Logan Whitaker's stuff seems like it's been on. What have you seen from him that's made him so good?
Yeah, his stuff is really good, but it's been good for a while. You know, he missed some time midway through the year and set him back a little bit, but he looks really good tonight. We'll see how long he can go.
Coach, the crowd here tonight with the bases loaded, I feel like we give them an assist for those 2 runs that came in.
No kidding, Danny. This crowd has been unbelievable all weekend. You got to give a lot of credit to the Wolfpack faithful. They've been out here. They've been loud. They've been in every pitch.
Coach, we appreciate your time so much.
Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Roddy.
Elliott Avent, leader of this team. Dunaway hits it into center field, and Serrano makes the catch for the first out.
Asked Coach Avent if he was tired of talking to us yet. He said no, which was gracious of him, but I'm sure he would take the opportunity to not talk to us tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you could hear the frustration with the runners left on base. I mean, 11 so far.
Which is kind of hard to believe that we've played 4 1/3.
Yeah, it felt like it's gone quick. Or are you saying that it's with that many guys, it's hard to believe that it's only been,
excuse me.
Only been.
Yeah, no, just the fact that they've had that many runners on that have been left, and we've played that much baseball.
Yeah. I mean, you leave the bases loaded in what, 3 consecutive innings? They've had a runner on at the end of it every single time. And the two that crossed via walk.
Coleman Calabrese is the batter. He's working with a 3-0 count. And that's low. So 1-out walk to bring up Kyle Langley.
Here's where I think Coleman Calabrese is not one of the big runners on this team, but I think you could see some pressure put on by James Madison here. I would, if I'm them, you do something to try and create some chaos.
Langley squares around but pulls it back for a ball. Just 3 stolen bases for Calabrese this season. That pitch fired in for a strike, 1-1 the count. The run from James Madison came off of Mike Mancini's home run. Runner took off. Butterworth decides to go to first on the play, and there's 2 away.
It's one of the first times we've seen the ball put in play on a hit and run for James Madison. Just hasn't worked out for him yet in this regional, but overall, it's kind of part of the DNA of who they are, so you keep going back to it. And Ryan Dooley is a guy that has been clutch for them all year long. Alan Eikenberry loves this guy.
He takes strike 1. 70 pitches for Logan Whitaker on the night. Dooley hits it in the air to left field. At the track, making the catch, Luke Nixon. So that runner left stranded. It's 2-1, and we're headed to the 6th. Welcome back, top 6, 2-1. Wolfpack in the 4th inning, bases loaded. Already a run in for the Wolfpack, and Brandon Butterworth is fired up to bases loaded, walk in the 2nd run of the game. Then Mike Mancini doing what he's done all day. Another solo home run to cut the lead in half. That's how we got here so far.
Joe Vygotsky had back-to-back walks to Jacob Cozart and Brandon Butterworth, both with bases loaded to walk in the 2 runs. Coming in, we thought this regional would be an offensive regional. It has turned into a pitcher's duel regional. We had a 2-0 game earlier today. We're 2-1 into the 6th here.
What do we know?
You know, I know that we are just blessed to be here.
NC State's had 10 runners reach base, at least to second base. Only 2 have scored tonight. Pennington hits a little dribbler back to Vygotsky, and there's 1 away for the Dukes.
Garrett Pennington has been way ahead of just about every off-speed pitch that he's thrown. It's not his night. Alec Makarevich intentionally walked his last time up. He's been just under everything since that first game, but he's put a charge into a couple of baseballs.
Fouls that pitch out of the ballpark. Just missing outside, 1-1 the count. In on his hands and out of this ballpark. A solo shot for Alec Makarevich makes it 3-1 Wolfpack.
We had a long conversation with the guy they call AMAC about how he's changed his swing since he's been at NC State. One of the things that he said to us is they've taught him how to pull his hands in to get the barrel of the baseball on inside pitches from the left side. He does that there, spins on it, and drives it over the wall there in right field.
Jacob Cozart will bat. He takes strike one.
That was a no-doubter down the line. But the impressive thing is, again, as he turns, you don't get long to that ball. You pull your hands in, let your hips spin, drop the barrel on it. It gets it over the wall there and right.
Two on the count on Cozart.
And Makarevich told us the work that he has put in to sort of change a couple of things. In his swing. He credits Bo Robinson, who's the first base coach, who lives, as he said, in that hitting facility. Credits him with tweaking the swing from both the right-hand side, staying through the baseball on the right-handed side, not hooking from the left-handed side, and another walk by Vygotsky. James Madison's kind of been playing with fire. They've gotten away with it, but
8 walks today.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, I feel like we have seen a lot already in this game. Little action in the pen for the Dukes. You know what I took away from the conversation with AMAC was just how much he loved being in Raleigh with Elliott Avent, with this team, how at home he feels and comfortable he feels, and it shows.
Comfortable is a great word for it. You know, he talked about his previous experiences, and it just feels like this place fits who Alec Makarevich is, and Elliott Avent fosters an environment where whoever you are as a baseball player, as a person, he lets you trust you and lets you be yourself. It's brought the best out of Alec Makarevich.
Spent 4 years at East Carolina, transferred here, made an immediate impact. 20 home runs this season. Raleigh has showed up and shown out. The Wolfpack faithful, the traveling fans all weekend long, Bryant Bulldog fans, the James Madison Duke fans, the South Carolina Gamecock fans. They have packed it here at Doak and been some of the best we've seen. The weather's been perfect. We've had super competitive games. You couldn't ask for more. The road to Omaha starts this weekend, and it's been a good one. Brandon Butterworth is the batter. He swings through strike one. Quickly, Vygotsky is ahead 0-2.
We hear you, JMU fans.
We hear you.
After the Wolfpack chant subsided, chants of "Let's Go Dukes" coming from above the James Madison dugout.
Hear you, we see you. One ball, 2 strikes, the count. Cozart's on first, one away in the top of the 6th. That one's hit on the ground to third. They fire over to second. Mancini over to first and turn 2. Not before Alec Makarevich. It's a solo shot. It's 3-1 Wolfpack. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
Alec Makarevich from the left side takes the inside fastball, turns on it, and extends this Wolfpack lead. The fans knew it right away. They love it here in Raleigh.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. Raleigh, North Carolina, home of the Raleigh Regional. NC State up 3-1 over James Madison as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Fenwick Trimble is the leadoff man for James Madison. We mentioned his name, Fenwick. He is named after Fenwick Island in Delaware. His parents spent summers there, and this James Madison team has been playing with heavy hearts this season. Fenwick lost his father, James, earlier in the year. Jason Schiavone lost his grandmother, and T.R. Williams lost his mother. So this team, when they tell us that they've had faced so many adversities, this young man has lost his dad, and he's been playing for him all season, named for one of his dad's favorite places. And you just give him so much credit, shows up. He was so wonderful to talk to earlier in the week.
This team and their ability to come together in the face of the tragedies that they happen, all happening right in the same period of time. It's been a part of the magical run that this team has been on. One of the last 4 teams in, battling back from the elimination bracket to make it to this point, and showing that they belong on this stage.
Trimble takes ball 4. Maybe not. Comes back. It was called strike 2. Tricked me. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count. That one's hit in the air to right field. And the catch is made by Souls. So we've been talking a little bit about what's going on this weekend. Tonight, what does this game mean? Well, if NC State wins, they advance to the Super Regionals matched up with Athens. If James Madison wins tonight, they force the decisive game tomorrow. They've already won earlier today. It's the really tough spot to be, Roddy, right? Because you've got to win on Sunday morning, Sunday night, and then on Monday to advance to the Supers. 3 straight wins. That's well struck off the bat. Left field, bullpen gone. 4 home runs for Mike Mancini. This kid is on fire. You think he wants to play tomorrow?
I think he's been unbelievable today. 2 solo home runs in the first game against South Carolina. 2 solo home runs in this game. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. It's not an awful pitch. Just stays behind it, slaps it into the gap in left center field, over the wall. Only person that can catch it is the guys warming up in the bullpen.
Why are they pitching to Mike Mancini?
I mean, you think, well, worst that could happen is he hits one out. Okay. How about that? No multi-home run games before today in his career. 2 of them in a regional to stay alive. First 299 at-bats, 11 home runs. Last 7 at-bats, 4 home runs. It's going pretty well for him today. He's having a better Sunday than all of us.
I'd say so.
And I've had a great Sunday. Not as good as Mike Mancini.
Not as good as Mike Mancini. You know, Mike Mancini did an interview earlier this year as the home plate umpire is talking to Jason Schiavone. And he said, man, this team, we are just freaking dogs. That they are. I don't know what that conversation was about.
What conversation?
With the home plate umpire and Schiavone.
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm not sure either. I was looking at Logan Whitaker and looking up at the fact that he's given up 3 hits, but unfortunately 2 of them have been Mike Mancini bombs.
2 away with the strikeout. Logan Whitaker's season high for innings pitched is 6 1/3. He passes that up.
Let's look at Mancini. He felt due coming into this game. 1 for 5 in the first game, 0 for 3 in the second game. He's coming into today. It just felt like he is sort of a chaos causer. Usually with his ability to steal, 30 plus stolen base attempts, ability to bunt. We saw him bunt in the first game, but he's done it with the long ball today.
Wyatt Pfeiffer rips one foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm going to go ask him what he had for breakfast today, and I'm going to have exactly that tomorrow.
Pfeiffer hits another one, but foul onto the berm.
Not that kid unbothered with the frozen lemonade.
I'm jealous. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Pfeiffer hits that one. It's going to get down the left field line. He's on his horse for second. And he's going to stand up with a 2-out double.
He's the big breaker. Stays inside it, sees it all the way. Curveball got a little too much of the plate, but it's a good job by Pfeiffer. Not trying to do too much. Letting it get deep, driving it down the line. Don't look now. I mean, NC State has had all of the base runners.
Brendan O'Donnell takes strike 1.
They've had all the base runners, but 1 base hit and 1 tied up.
JMU's been 0 for 7 tonight with runners on. The 2 games combined today, 0 for 17. Donald hits it out of the park, foul. And Logan Whitaker's pitch count at 90. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Fires in, ball's low.
I think Elliot Avent will be, if he can get out of this inning, will be very happy with what Logan Whitaker's given him, turning it over to that young, talented bullpen.
Swing and a miss. Whitaker gets the strikeout. But it's been Mike Mancini, his day. He has absolutely owned the long ball.
Today, it's Mike Mancini's world, and we're all just living in it. 4 home runs on the day between the 2 games, and he's got his team knocking on the doorstep, only down 1.
This is another year of squeeze play.
Welcome into our studios.
Here we'll be checking in and out of all of these games.
Fans, they're not going out. We're staying.
He's always amped, but I think he's got a little extra mojo going.
Hexabunch.
That is a lot of college baseball right there.
Here on Squeeze Play, we won't let you miss any of it.
If you want to have the most fun that you've probably ever had in your life, Squeeze Play is the place to be. The Berm is the place to be tonight. A gorgeous Sunday night in Raleigh, North Carolina. That ball is going to evade Dunaway. So Alex Sosa is aboard in the top of the 7th.
That one became really tough for Dunaway to field. It's off the end of the bat, so there's already some weird spin on it. It hits the glove of Alex Sosa, and then it might have hit the lip of the grass as well. Watch where Sosa gets it. It's right off the end, so it's already spinning away. Oh, it doesn't hit the bat. It doesn't hit the glove of Vygotsky.
Takes a funny hop into
take
Dunaway's chest.
Well, it was just a really weird spin when you get off the end of the bat like that. Usually it's tailing away from the lefty.
Nixon squares around, drops it down. Great bunt to move the runner. Oh, close at first. And Bo Robinson puts his hands on his ears, the first base coach for the Wolfpack. And the dugout is fired up.
I think they should be. I thought the naked eye, I thought he was safe. It's closer than I thought it was. Yeah, you're going to need indisputable video evidence. And look, the glove doesn't have to be closed around the ball. I think he's out. He's, again, closer. Right, to the naked eye, I thought
it could have gone either way.
And beat it out.
Yeah,
I agree, but calling the field being out, I think that shows that he's out. But
eye does not go to the runner.
Well, and the other thing, NC State's already lost a review.
That's right.
They've got one left. If they lose this, they've got no more reviews for the rest of the game. It could be pretty costly.
Calls out at first base. Our official replay review taking a look.
It's an interesting situation. Like, if you're NC State, the immediate reaction is, all right, challenge, we need the base runner. On a bang-bang play like that, with one review left, would it be better to just hold it for a really bad blown call that could be there later on? I don't know.
Well, I agree. You've got the bottom of the order up, yeah.
That's the calculus you have to go through. You can't, I mean, it looks there like the ball is maybe not all the way in the back of the mid, but certainly, and it's so bang-bang. You have to have indisputable evidence. Got to be conclusive to overturn it. I don't see how you can overturn that from out.
I agree with you. NC State's 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position today. They've left 11 runners on base. They're hoping to squeak one out tonight and not have to, you know, let James Madison live to see another day and play tomorrow. NC State wants to wrap this up tonight and move on and relax for a moment before they advance to a super, but the Dukes are going to do their very best to force that game tomorrow.
Well, and the other thing for NC State is if you go to tomorrow, you start to really test the depth of this pitching staff, which kind of operates with 6 main guys, 3 starters, 3 relievers.
That's what's so fascinating about regionals, right? And how you use your guys and how they're played. Here's our umpiring crew coming out. All right, so the call at first base is out. It stands, and so NC State out of the challenges now, to your point, Roddy.
And look, there may not be another opportunity to use it. I don't fault NC State for wanting that one reviewed. You just wonder if it comes back to cost you for one that, you know, maybe a little bit more impactful. But that's the thing about baseball. You never know which one is going to be the one that's the most impactful, so you go for it.
1-on-1 down, Matt Hefner will bat. A one inside. Good reach by Schiavone. It's 2-0. Hefner pops it out of play.
Just one more thing, thinking through the challenge for NC State, or them asking to have it reviewed. Once we hit the 8th inning, the command center in Pittsburgh or the crew chief can decide to have a play reviewed as well. So it's not like NC State could never have a review for a questionable call anymore. So
I see what you're doing.
You're thinking through it.
Hefner pops it up, out of play again. And by the way, you are scoring at home. Duke lost to Oklahoma. They are done.
That was the favorite in that Norman Regional, Duke was.
They were the 2 seed.
Just like South Carolina was the favorite here.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that. Thank you for reminding me.
That's why we're partners.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch. Another one popped out of play. So there were 4 teams in the regionals that weren't favored to win at home, and NC State was one of them. It's a little dumbfounding when you think about it. I mean, South Carolina, listen, they had a great SEC tournament, but they went 0-6 to end the regular season. NC State had marquee wins in the ACC over top 10 teams. Those were series wins. They swept Wake Forest. Swing and a miss. Vogotsky gets him. There's 2 away.
Nice job by Joe Vogotsky. Knocking on the door of leaving another NC State runner stranded. Look at the movement on that pitch. Fastball. To your point about NC State, that's kind of the thing about this team. It's hard to pinpoint exactly why they've been so good, especially when you look at their stats. And that's what happens. A lot of new eyes look at the stats of South Carolina and James Madison and Bryant, and you look at the stats of NC State, and statistically, they're not great at anything. But they win ball games, and their bullpen's been so much better in the back half as they've gotten more experience and they've solidified that rotation.
Noah Souls, the batter. And he takes a ball. I feel like every time someone asks me about the Wolfpack and what they do so well or what their strengths are, I feel like I've said you got to go watch them play. They have clutch hitting. They have a ton of athletes on their team. And their pitching staff, their bullpen in particular, their freshman and sophomore arms have been outstanding.
Elliot Avon is out of the dugout asking for an explanation on that last
Well, you can't argue balls and strikes. So he's got to go back in the dugout. A disgruntled fan base here. Didn't like the call either.
He hid his displeasure in asking for the count.
Ball 3 misses. Asking for the count. That's clever.
It's 2-1 after that pitch. 2-1. Oh, okay.
Swing and a miss from Souls. It's a full count. And it looked like Chris Koski emphasized that 2 strikes.
It's a great 3-1 slider.
Dukes fans on their feet. Souls fouls it off. This is a big moment here. You've got a runner on second in scoring position for the Wolfpack. They've left 11 guys on today. James Madison has Mike Mancini, who's the hottest man on the planet right now. And a lot of ball game left. That pitch is outside for ball 4. A 2-out walk to Souls to turn the lineup over to Eli Serrano.
And Eli Serrano is 0 for 2. But I would argue he's one of the guys that you would least want to face. He took the first pitch he saw last time up and absolutely laced it to center field, just right at Fenwick Trimble. But 11 walks combined by both teams, the vast majority of those coming from James Madison.
2-on-2 down, top 7. Ball's outside, 20 now. Joe Vogotsky at 60 pitches. Big swing from Serrano, 1-1.
Is that a changeup? Looked like a changeup to the lefty Serrano that he swung through.
It looked like something I wouldn't want to hit.
Yeah, it looked like something I couldn't hit.
Serrano pops it up. Vogotsky made his pitch. Trimble's under it and makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and James Madison trails by a run. Welcome back to the bottom of the 7th. What a great game. We've had the regional final in Raleigh. The Wolfpack up 3-2 over James Madison. 2 home runs from Mike Mancini again. He had 2 home runs against South Carolina to win that game and advance to the regional final. Logan Whitaker, the starting pitcher for the Wolfpack, went 6 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. Teams combined 3 for 25 with runners in scoring position. Oh my goodness. New arm on the mound for the Wolfpack. Jacob Duden, the freshman, takes over.
Saw Jacob Duden on Friday in the game against Bryant, and all he did was go 3 innings, didn't give up a hit, a run, certainly not an own run, and struck out 6 of the 9 that he got out. He does it with a fastball that's going to be in the upper 90s, an electric fastball that can touch 98 at times.
Mason Dunaway leads off, squares around, and takes strike 1.
Oh, and then you got a hard slider that was absolutely filthy on Friday, but Logan Whitaker certainly gave him a chance.
Duden quickly ahead, 0-2. That one misses inside for a ball. Talked to Duden earlier today. Said he didn't have a ton of offers out of high school. This was basically one of 2. The second he got to campus, he knew this is where he wanted to be. Swing and a miss for the strikeout, 1 away. The NCAA Men's College World Series begins Friday, June 14th, the 45th consecutive year. It's on ESPN, and the 22nd straight year, every game is on ESPN. The finals begin Saturday, June 22nd from Omaha, Nebraska. For more information, you can go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Here's Coleman Calabrese. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. We saw Duden carve up batters in his first appearance this weekend. It's pretty electric stuff.
Oh, it's incredibly electric stuff. We haven't even seen the fastball yet. He's just throwing straight sliders, 87 to 89, that are just filthy. Just wait till he starts flashing, lighting up the radar gun with the fastball.
That misses outside. We talked about Logan Whitaker. He missed some time during the year with some sicknesses. And when we talked to Clint Chrysler earlier in the week, he said, that forced me to figure out who I trust, my other arms I can use. And Jacob Duden, one of those guys. He had to give other opportunities to fill some of those innings. And Jacob Duden delivered. It's definitely one of the reasons, right, when you think about, you say, how did NC State get here? How have they been able to do this? And it's been Duden. Smith?
And health, you know, they've gotten healthy.
Cooper Consiglio. That's well hit into center field. Serrano's back to make the catch, and there's 2 away.
You know, this was a team that, when they got swept by Louisville, Sam Heifel missed his start. Logan Whitaker, that was the start of his illness. Both of those guys missed starts, and they're looking around like, all right, we may have to change things up. So they figured out in the bullpen who their trusted arms were. 2 of them, true freshmen. Dom Fritton got better and better and better over the course of the season. And the confidence of these young freshmen, I mean, Jacob Duden getting Alex Sosa back has helped, and him starting to hit. It's just all come together for the Wolfpack.
That was 96, by the way. Saw the fastball. That one is 97 for the freshman. It's 0-2 the count. Here's how the Wolfpack finished their season, as we said earlier, against top 10 teams in the country. They won every series. They split it with Florida State, and they swept Wake. It's outside for ball. Swing and a miss, 2 strikeouts in the frame for the freshman, Jacob Duden. And we head to the 8th in Raleigh. The Wolfpack still leading by a run. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals. Alongside Roddy Jones, I'm Danny Wexelman. Want to give a huge thank you to our crew, by the way, who has been here our 6th game this weekend so far. We have just been so lucky to have the best of the best out here in Raleigh. NC State trying to win tonight, advance to the Super Regionals. If James Madison wins, they force the decisive game tomorrow. But right now, NC State up 3-2 in the top of the 8th. Garrett Pennington comes back to the plate to face Joe Vygotsky.
Vygotsky up to 62 pitches, the second most pitches he's thrown in a game this season. 61 back against Coastal Carolina, 80 pitches in that first series of the year at Arkansas. These older experienced guys, though, are telling Marlon Eichenberry, hey, look, I'll pitch until my arm falls off. May not be any tomorrow.
That's laced into left field. Pennington on his horse. Hard turnaround first, and you know he's got to feel good. That's going to bring up Alec Makarevich. He's been the difference in this game. Hit a home run in the 6th.
Inside fastball that he just turns on. Hits it over the wall in right field. The fans anticipated it. Makarevich was fired up. That was a fastball inside. Vygotsky dared challenge him there again.
That paints outside for strike 1. How do you pitch to Makarevich?
Oh, I think you stay away, and after you get the fastball, get the fastball away, I think you backdoor with a slider here. He tried to go there. The answer is you nibble. He has hit some monster home runs. He has power to the opposite field, but if you can get the soft stuff down and away, then you're hoping that he rolls over on one or pops it up.
That one's popped up, left side. Just out of the reach.
Kyle Langley was right there, and that was about 2 feet past the reach of Kyle Langley had he stuck his glove out. But that's it. Makarevich turned on a fastball on the one that we've seen, but we've also seen him kind of get under the off-speed stuff.
It's popped up a couple of times yesterday. Hard hit. 2-2 is the count with the 70th pitch coming. Out back.
That was the one that you got away with. That one feels like Vygotsky avoided danger.
Blocked by Schiavone. It's a full count. The Dukes have some action. Sean Culkin, Tyler Muscar. Pennington took off. It's fouled away. Good at bat. Good battle.
How about the 3-2 swing from Alec Makarevich? That thing, he is a hacker.
Pennington off again, and Makarevich fouls it out of play. Pennington's getting his steps in right now.
Wind sprints.
Yeah. Love a little Scherzi. That one's driven into center field. Pennington was on his horse. He's going to be waved around third. The throw 4-2.
He wins the battle with Joe Vygotsky, fouls off multiple pitches. This is just a beautiful swing. Fastball down and away. And he stays inside the baseball, lets it get deep, and drives it. Fenwick Trimble shading him to pull. He dumps it into left center field. And Pennington, after sprint, after sprint, after sprint, hey, how about going first to third? Someone get that man some oxygen.
Makarevich pumped up. The pitching coach for the Dukes, Travis Fair, comes out to chat. Catch your breath, my guy.
Man, I mean, you have to foul off that many of them?
The 29th multi-hit game for Makarevich. 20th multi-RBI game. No outs, one on in the top of the 8th. 4-2 ball game. Alec Makarevich adds a run to the Wolfpack's lead, 4-2 with an RBI double. Top of the 8th with a runner on. The Dukes have a pitching change. They're going to turn to Tyler Muscar.
A lightly used lefty, Muscar. This is only his 5th appearance for the big lefty. 2 2/3 innings pitched for the redshirt sophomore. He's going to come up against Jacob Cozart. A 6'5" lefty, sort of a 3/4 type delivery, but for a guy that's throwing 2 2/3, I mean, this is playoff baseball. You're running out of arms. You already played a game earlier today. You got to rely on some of those guys to step up that you haven't seen much this year. I would say.
Harlan Eikenberry said to us, like,
yeah.
Listen, all hands on deck at this point. Jacob Cozart, the batter, and he takes ball 1. When you get to this point in the day, you've already played a game earlier today, a must-win game. And you know you've got to play a game tomorrow, too, if you win tonight. Cozart floats it into left. It's going to drop down. They're going to hold up Makarevich at third. The Wolfpack have runners on the corners. So this is the first runner in scoring position today. With a batter at the plate that's moved over. So coming into this, Roddy, make sure I say this right. Every team today is 0 for 28 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, I mean, it has been futile for hitters. That's the first hit we've seen from any team with runners in scoring position here today. Can you imagine the emotions of Tyler Muscar, though? I mean, you've pitched 5 times. This is your 5th time on the mound for James Madison. 2 2/3 innings, and you have to face Jacob Cozart first. And now you've got a runner on third with a packed house.
Brandon Butterworth takes ball 1. No, and I think at the end of the day, you know, this Dukes team, it's every guy up. Everyone's got their cleats on. And if nothing else, incredible experience that you get in a regional final. Butterworth, line drive foul. It's 2-1.
Watch the ball. I mean, I'd say there's a little bit of that rosin that come off the bag on that baseball, or either that, or he threw the rosin bag instead of the baseball.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
That was weird. It's not often you see an explosion. You see an explosion of powder when you make contact at the plate.
Little LeBron action there.
Yeah, exactly.
Ball's low. It's a full count. pitch is outside for a walk. That's going to load him up. No outs in the top of the 8th inning. The freshman Alex Sosa is due up. And the Wolfpack fans on their feet.
And here's where that crowd can really help this team. You've got a lightly used reliever on the mound in a massive situation. Tyler Muscar making his 5th appearance, 2 2/3 innings pitched. Now you've got Alex Sosa with a standing crowd.
And he takes strike 1.
Field in for James Madison, as you'd expect.
Sosa fouls it away. It's 0-2. Alec Makarevich is on 3rd. Jacob Cozart over on 2nd base. And Brandon Butterworth is on 1st. Schiavone blocks it. Makarevich stays at 3rd. Not far enough for him to run. He felt anyway.
With nobody out, 100%. You have to be certain that you can get to the plate, especially with a lead, bases loaded. It's wise of Makarevich to hold up. Plus, you didn't get a great read off of it. You're not quite sure how far it got away from Schiavone, who going to be a little banged up after that one.
Don't forget that NC State's overthrew with the bases loaded in this game. They drew 2 walks, assist to the crowd, and 2 runs scored. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. The first one in the top of the 8th.
What a big pitch by Tyler Muscar. Ball just dives out of the strike zone, and he gets the first out. Now James Madison, middle of the infield back. You've got the potential to turn a double play.
Luke Nixon swinging on the first pitch. They throw home. Schiavone steps on home and makes the play. Nixon is safe at 1st. So Makarevich is out at home. There's 2 away. And Nixon called safe at 1st.
NC State earlier in this game left the bases loaded in the second, third, and 4th innings. Now we're going to get a little bit of a conversation. Marlon Eikenberry out. May want a review on that play at first base potentially. We've already seen today a runner's interference call down to first base. Didn't see the path of Luke Nixon running down.
Looks like they're calling for the headset.
Marlon Eikenberry wanted him to review something.
His first challenge of the night. NC State's out of challenges on their own.
And Marlon Eikenberry has to tell them what he wants reviewed. All aspects of the play are not reviewable. Only the one that the coach is asking to be reviewed. So if it's the play of safe at first, he has to say that. And that's the only thing that they're going to look at, whether he's safe or out. Now on a control room initiated review, all aspects are reviewable, but this was initiated by Marlon Eikenberry. I've done that twice today. What am I doing there? It's been a long day.
It's our 6th game.
Yeah, and then
regionals, baby.
He's basically a friend at this point. Talk so much to him.
It's dangerous to let the Dukes hang around, and that is what they've done all weekend long. They've played some of their best baseball all season long. So the Dukes are going to challenge the play at first, questioning the interference. Here's the replay.
So you have to be within that running lane, that 3-foot running lane is clearly safe. And it looks like he's in that lane. I mean, he is not clearly inside the baseline. I think he's in the lane. He's in that 3-foot lane that you have to be in if you're inside the foul line.
Yeah.
Runner's lane interference. I don't think that was the case on this one.
Well, we saw that earlier today with Will Tippett in South Carolina.
James Madison won that one.
Right. Won it 2-0 to play tonight. All right, so the call is safe. It's confirmed. James Madison loses a challenge. They've got one left in the ball game. And Marlon's coming out. It looks like he still wants a little more information.
The thing is, he wants the explanation. The decision on the review is not made here, so our home plate umpire, Chris Koski, is just relaying the information that the command center is telling him. And honestly, to Marlon Eichenberry, it probably looks very similar to the one he saw earlier.
That's right.
Because Will Tippett came from the field of play, basically, and was veering out. But I thought Luke Nixon did a good job.
Pitching coach Travis Fair coming out of the dugout. Tyler Muscar's thrown. Face 4 batters. And we're going to have a pitching change. Sean Colkin is running in from the bullpen. You can see Muscar ask him, "Are you ready?" Bases are loaded, 2 away in the top of the 8th. It's a 2-run ball game. We'll be right back. ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals for around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan that QR code. You see it right there on your screen. It's the best thing you might do all day. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. Our crew has got you covered. If you want to see all the big action, regional finals across the country right now. Some teams are going home, some teams advancing to Super, some teams are playing for tomorrow. This is the best time of the year, our favorite time of the year. It is chaos all over the place, mayhem. New pitcher on the mound for the Dukes. Sean Colkin, the senior righty, is going to take over. Bases loaded, 2 away in the 8th.
Well, he's got big-time control. Only 4 walks on the season. You're going to see 3-quarter delivery, sort of slings that from the right side. Fastball cutter is what you mainly see.
Matt Hefner, the batter. Easiest base for the out. Hefner floats it into left field. It's shallow. Dunaway comes over to make the grab. Bases loaded. Left stranded. Bottom of the 8th. Mike Mancini. The madman is coming up. All right, welcome back to the NCAA College Baseball Regionals. This is the Raleigh Regional. A lot at stake tonight. The Wolfpack, if they win, advance to the Super Regionals. James Madison, the 3 seed here. They are hoping to win and force a game tomorrow, the decisive game. The Dukes haven't been to the NCAA College Baseball Regionals since 2011. So they are playing with house money at this point. As we move along, bottom of the 8th, the Dukes trailing by 2.
James Madison's pitching staff, though, has kept them in this game. They've stranded 16 base runners for NC State. 4 times have gotten the final out with the bases loaded. They kept them close. Said 16 base runners left on for NC State. The high of the season's 19. I mean, that is something that'll make you pull your hair out if you're a coach.
Ryan Dooley, the batter. Jacob Duden back out on the mound. He's ahead 0-2 quickly. The freshman's become a trusty arm in the bullpen for the Wolfpack. Huge part of their success. Pitch is fouled away and out of play. That's on the ground. Butterworth charging. Throws it over in time. There's one away. All right, so Jacob Duden on the mound. He has a pretty large tattoo on his forearm. You see there, it's 2 eagles and a lotus flower. I talked to him before the game. He told me when he was 7 years old, Roddy, in a car accident, a drunk driver hit his family. And so he got those 2 eagles. He and his mom and dad came together, decided this would be a good one to get. The eagles represent overcoming obstacles. And then the lotus flower represents resiliency and purity. Took about 6 hours. He got it over winter break. His parents, Mike and Christina, helped him put it together.
It's a beautiful tattoo.
It's an amazing tattoo, and I knew there would be a story behind it. The freshman who just got it, but, you know, talked about how scary it was to be in that car accident, and everyone is okay, thankfully, but the tattoo, a reminder. Fenwick Trimble is the batter. He's behind 1-2. Fouls that pitch off into the stands.
Fenwick Trimble, incredibly tough to strike out against the electric stuff of Jacob Duden. Trying to manage the most dangerous part of this James Madison lineup.
Inside to Trimble. I thought that might have hit him, but leaned out of the way.
Just barely. I mean, centimeters, nay, millimeters away from nicking Fenwick Trimble.
Gets that one off the end of the bat. It's a fair ball, kissing the line. Trimble's gonna head for 2, digging it out, sliding in, and he's safe. It's a 1-out double for Fenwick Trimble and a runner in scoring position. And Mike Mancini, who represents the tying run, he's hit 2 home runs today. 2 home runs earlier today, 4 total if you're doing the math at home.
It's just such a good piece of hitting. Just throw the barrel at the ball, loop it over the first baseman's head, and run. Fenwick Trimble gets to second base.
Cozart lost it, but found it. Quick lost and found, and Trimble goes back to second. How about this? Mike Mancini's tied for the most home runs in an NCAA tournament. Gabe Swanson of Nebraska.
I bet he's leading.
Today,
I was going to say, I bet he's leading for Sunday. Most home runs on Sunday.
Talked to him before the game. He talked to me about his approach and just trying to keep it simple, slowing the game down a little bit. He's from Enwell, New York.
Had 2 solo home runs in the game against South Carolina earlier.
He takes strike 2. Fouls that pitch out. Another one out of play. I mean, no one's seeing the ball better than Mike Mancini in this regional.
Yeah, and they've decided to go with the soft stuff the last 2 pitches. On the sliders, we see the explosive fastball of Jacob Duden.
Mancini line drive to left. It dies down. Trimble's going to head home. He's going to score. Mike Mancini, Enwell, New York. He makes it a one-run ball game.
Guy's done everything today. He's responsible for driving in every single run James Madison has scored on Sunday. 2 solo home runs in the first game. A solo home run earlier today in the 4th. A solo home run earlier today in the 6th. And here in the 8th, doubles down the line. Fenwick Trimble did a great job on the at-bat before, just putting the bat on the ball. The James Madison faithful are fired up, knowing that the game-tying run 180 feet away and the game-winning run standing at the plate.
On Sundays, Mike Mancini hits. Tonight, 3 for 4, 2 homers, a double, and all 3 runs for the Dukes. The hustle of Fenwick Trimble pays off. He comes home on the play. 1 away, Jason Schiavone will bat. The Dukes fans on their feet, trying to force a game tomorrow. Blocked by Cozart. It's ball 1. I just keep thinking about how the Dukes were in that last 4-in group.
Look, Ole Miss proved a couple years ago, it doesn't matter what 4 you are, whether you're the first 4 in or the last 4 in. What matters is how you play when you get in.
Mancini represents the tying run. Schiavone would be the go-ahead. It's outside. You know, the other thing that Jacob Duden told us earlier today is how grateful he is to Jacob Cozart behind the plate, that I can basically throw anything, and I know that Cozart is going to get it.
They need to throw a strike here.
That misses, so Schiavone works a 4-pitch walk. The Dukes have runners on first and second, still 1 out. And Wyatt Pfeiffer will come to the plate. It feels like the Dukes have been building towards this moment all game long.
Well, the belief has been there, and NC State hasn't been able to put them away. 16 runners left on base. 4 times they've left the bases loaded.
Strike 1 called. Pfeiffer doubled in the 6th. That one misses outside, 1-1.
Crowd not happy with the call, but they need their true freshman pitcher to show his best stuff.
Pfeiffer squares around and fouls it off. It's 1-2.
I don't love Pfeiffer squaring around the bunt twice in this situation. Like, when you're trying to get 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs, it kind of feels like he was trying to sneak a hit there. I don't love it. I want him swinging.
Another block by Cozart. The trust is incredible. Two on, 1 down. It's a 2-2 count to Pfeiffer. That one's hit. Well struck down the line. Foul.
There was a collective gasp of anticipation when that ball went in the air from this crowd. Just hoping and wishing it continued to tail foul.
I like the approach from Pfeiffer, though, right? Going with the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Protecting the plate. That one on the ground, but foul. Koski pointing to Pfeiffer, who fouled it off himself.
That's why you wear that big old shin guard.
You wear those just walking around every day.
You never know what could happen.
Yeah.
I haven't stubbed a toe in years because of it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Outside, it's full.
What a great take. Biggest pitch of the ball game coming up.
Dude checks Mancini. Pfeiffer tosses his bat, heads up. Is into the Wolfpack dugout. Swinging strike 3. Whoa.
Bat just slips out of his hand, but more importantly for NC State, get out of the way. You got strike 3. 1 out away from getting out of this inning and getting into the 9th with that 1-run lead.
Here's Brendan O'Donnell. Takes ball 1. Fouled sharply.
Jacob Duden, he's got 3 strikeouts on the day, but he's had to work for them. I mean, this James Madison lineup doing a really nice job of fouling off tough pitches.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Another check on Mancini. Mancini's got 29 stolen bases this season, a ton of speed. He leads this ball club in that category.
You're not going anywhere right now. You are waiting till the ball is put in play to take off.
Missing outside for a ball. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Fouled off. O'Donnell fights off that pitch in on his hands.
As defensive a swing as you'll see. I mean, just protecting anything close.
Hit it before it hits you.
Right, exactly.
Like that. Swing and a miss. The freshman with the fist pump. The Wolfpack head to the 9th with a 1-run lead. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. We head to the top of the 9th. It's a 1-run ball game. The Wolfpack leading 4-3. A trip to the Super Regionals on the line tonight. James Madison hoping to win and force the decisive game tomorrow. Tall task. Sean Colkin on the mound. Noah Souls the batter. He takes ball 1.
as battle-tested as this James Madison team is this weekend in close games. NC State love to scrape an insurance run across to feel a little better going into the ninth, no matter who they throw out, whether it's Jacob Duden again or I go to Derek Smith.
Souls shoots his shot. Gone. Noah Souls leaves the park.
Yep.
5-3 Wolfpack. And his teammates await.
Not just his teammates, his head coach out there. How about this? Some people flip the bat. They say act like you've been there before. Are you not entertained? Lay the bat down softly and go into the trot as the baseball goes deep into the Sunday night here in Raleigh. There's your insurance run.
Eli Serrano, the batter. I think the move to set the bat down is one of my favorites in all of baseball.
I mean, when everybody was zigging with laying the bat down, you zag and you bat flip, and you're like, all right, that's a flex. Now everybody's flipping bats.
Right. That pitch outside, it's 2-1. I mean, Noah Souls had a solo home run earlier in the week. He's batting ninth in this lineup. He's been a part of this ball club for a while now. And Elliot Avent talks about him affectionately. He's played pretty much every day. Drafted back in 2019 by the Diamondbacks. Came to campus. On the ground first. Calabrese steps on the bag, one away. But talk about a moment where you need a little extra something, and your 9-hole guy flexes.
I mean, it's about taking advantage of your moments and taking advantage of mistakes. That a mistake by Culkin, he absolutely drills it. And if you want to, like, Elliot Avent's been doing this a long time. He was the first guy out there in the mob to meet Noah Souls. There's been a couple of times during this regional where he's gone out there and talked to Noah Souls face to face during his at-bats.
Good point.
He's fired up.
Garrett Pennington, the batter. I think the other thing, too, that you start to see is, you know, Garrett Pennington maybe tonight isn't as his bat's not as hot as we've seen it this weekend. You know what? You got a guy. He picks you up. That one's fouled out of play.
I mean, it's a team game. It's a game of failure. It's a game of unlikely heroes. It's a game of moments. And it takes everybody if you're going to make a run in June in college baseball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Swing and a miss. There's 2 away for the Dukes.
Now you got to deal with Alec Makarovich, who's got a home run himself today. It's a good job by Sean Culkin of settling down after giving up the big bomb.
On the ground, backhanded by Mancini. 5-3 NC State as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Noah Souls on Friday. Here's what he did. Home run and a big whoop-de-doo bat flip. Elliot Avent didn't love it. Had a little chat with his senior. Here's what happened tonight.
Tonight, hits the home run and says, hey, coach, I'm going to set it right here. Are you not entertained? The coach absolutely loves it. His team up 2 going into the ninth.
Welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina, bottom of the ninth. NC State gets an insurance run from Noah Souls, a solo shot. They're up 5-3 over James Madison. New pitcher on the mound for the Wolfpack. Derek Smith comes in.
Saw him yesterday when an inning and 2/3 through 27 pitches, gave up 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and the scouting report is going to read, you're gonna get the slider. He's got an absolute devastating off-speed pitch that he leads with. I mean, that's what he pitches off of. The fastball can sneak into the mid-90s, so he'll toss it every once in a while, but it's that slider that you're gonna see, and that's what's made Derek Smith so good this season. He's been the primary stopper at the back of the bullpen for this crew.
He's going to face 7, 8, 9 in the Duke's order. Here's what he did on Saturday against South Carolina. That was an electric game. The Pack won it 6-4. He went 1 2/3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, struck out 4.
6 saves on the season, and the 7th would be the most emotional. Packed house here at Doak Field at Dail Park. And it would send his team to a super regional. He's able to get the hardest 3 outs in baseball.
No doubt about it. The Dukes have continued to pull back and push forward in every single game. They have not made it easy for their opponents all weekend long. Mason Dunaway will lead things off. The fans are going to stand. He takes ball 1.
Biggest thing for any player in this situation is control the heart rate. Don't get too amped up. Moment's not too big. Same thing you've been doing all year long.
Tapped. Smith. 1 out.
Times that first out is the hardest. It's not true. They're all equally as hard.
All 27.
Hey, and
it's been a dogfight.
You play 27, and we've seen it over and over in this postseason. If you've got life, you got life.
Coleman Calabrese, the batter, takes ball 1. Ball outside. 2-1 the count.
Really on the command of that fastball. When they needed a strike, both times he's gotten behind, they've gone to the fastball. Slider command just a little off right now. That goes through the glove of Jacob Kozar. The ball was called a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-2.
Just a reminder that this regional matches up with the Athens regional. Georgia Tech and Georgia tied at 5. And that's called strike 3, 2 down. Calabrese had some words, and the Dukes are down to their final out. Kyle Langley
goes to the slider. I'm not sure what Calabrese is upset about. I mean, that ball's on the outside corner. Certainly not. It's certainly vertically within the strike zone. Maybe it clips the corner, but in that situation, 1 out in the 9th. It's a close one to take. Marlon Eichenberry.
Got all 3 coaches out there talking to Kyle Langley.
Yeah.
Alex Rayburn, Michael Roberts, Marlon Eichenberry.
Look, this is a havoc causing offense. and crazier things happen than him would have happened than him laying down a bunt here.
Strike one. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Fans on their feet. Strike three called. And the NC State Wolfpack are super. They win this ball game 5-3. You tip your cap to James Madison and the Dukes, Marlon Eikenberry and his entire staff, one of the last 4 teams into this tournament. He gets hugs from the Wolfpack staff. So much respect here in Raleigh between the 4 teams. NC State headed to their 6th Super Regional appearance, the last in 2021 when they went to Omaha. What a fantastic job they did, go 3-0 this weekend.
It's a really nice job for James Madison getting to this point, battling, classy move coming out of the dugout to come shake hands. But NC State's been the best team in this regional. They have been. They earned the national seed. They had an argument, 1 point to be a top 8 national seed. And they are one of the first hosts to advance in 3 games, making short work of it.
Let's take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance. Alec Makarevich, the transfer, has been outstanding all weekend long. His home run in the 6th made it 3-1. One of the hottest bats here in Raleigh.
Had the double, had the home run. Him fired up after the final out. Derek Smith coming and slamming the door in pretty easy fashion, seemingly. NC State has been phenomenal the back half of the season, and their run will continue.
I want to thank our producer, Matt Bartley, director, Steve Turnberger, Tom Kasempa on stats, Bradley Board, our associate producer, Greg Costa, our associate director, Elliot Avon, heading back to the Super Regionals. Huge thank you to Raleigh and these fans. What a great host. For Roddy Jones, I'm Danny Wexelman. We are saying good night from Raleigh, and we will see you next weekend in the Supers.